He said, break a tongue. I thought that was original. You are all professionals in this, and it's just an honor to be here as a non-professional. Today's my daughter's 14th birthday, and she tells me, Mom, you know, my friends, they used to say that you looked around 45, but now that your hair is going gray, you look your real age. Can't you do something? Why don't you dye your hair? So with Al Delino, he's not gray, but he's being inducted into the Silver Circle nonetheless. So since Al recruited me to introduce him, he asked me to talk about him. I'd like to kind of talk about some of the design elements of Al Delino. First of all, Al is a real Beatles fan. And I think he's been a Beatles fan since they started. You'll have to ask his wife Donna about a room that they've got devoted at their house to his favorite stuff. He's a real collector. He's been a musician. And he's been a musician since he could talk and sing and play instruments. And many of you might not know this, but Al was he was on scholarship at San Diego State in the marching band. Al is also a TV devotee. He seems to know everything about any TV show. So if you want to do trivia, I think Al's your guy. Even the obscure shows, he knows a lot. But most of all, Al is an art designer. I think he's been a designer since he was a twinkle in his mom and dad's eye. He really gets the picture. He's the one who really thinks visually. And I first met Al through the ad club. I had been in sales at KUSI for their first 11 years, and Al designed much of their art after I'd left. He made the news look good. Now, he actually made the news look great there. He had been in not only San Diego, but he's been in San Francisco, he's been in San Jose, Portland, Bakersfield, Fresno. I could keep going. But did I mention that the stations he'd worked for, they basically had almost no budget and no staff, and he really didn't have anybody to help him, but he competed really well, and he won more than his share of awards. He's won more than 21 awards, and NATIS awards as well. Not just here in San Diego. He's worked for K stations, he's worked for U stations in Mexico, he's worked for X stations, he's worked for UCSD, SDSU, KECR, he's a DJ, he worked for KERO, COTS, well, that's Chicken of the Sea, and even a W, he worked for Walmart. So I had some help from Donna, his wife, and David, his son, and even his mom, who's an invalid, and Al still goes and visits her often. But here's what David Delino, who's sitting here, had to say. My father has always been an inspiration to me. He worked hard through San Diego State, radio stations, freelance assignments, and the many TV stations to make it where he is today. He has been a perfect model of how hard work and dedication can pay off. Watching my father build his own business successfully has driven me to work to my fullest potential and continue to strive beyond my goals. Whether my father had crunching deadlines or numerous projects, he always made it a priority to engage in my life. Baseball games, Boy Scout camping trips, homework, you name it. He was always there giving me pointers. I am thankful for the opportunities he has given me. I love him very much, and words can't really describe how proud I really am. Thanks, Dad, for everything. I see Al at NAB every year I attend. This is me now. Always trying to best his craft. He has a passion for broadcasting, unlike any I've seen before. TV news directors, many of you know this, they love him because he's got such innovative, exciting, and top quality artwork. His San Diego work has been on huge billboards, you've seen it, but also outside of the market. Award-winning news graphics for KNTV, wonderfully creative, large graphics on news vehicles like KSTS, and he's had many distinctive, stylish, and advertising layouts, including one for NATIS. He's a joy to work with, clients say. His name may not be as well known as others on the induction list, but his work crosses many media, and his peers certainly know him. He's bilingual, and he's produced many of the Ad Club's Hispanic marketing resource guides, which is no small task and no pay. Teaching, I mentioned 2 universities, but he also teaches at community colleges. I'm one of his students. I can't draw at all, but now I have an even better appreciation for those who can, and here's part of a recommendation that I wrote for Al in 2007. He has a style of teaching others who don't have experience or ability without making them feel less qualified, and offers specific helpful tips on how to improve. Al has the ability to connect with people at their level and find out how to get the most from them. He loves his field, and it's contagious. He's precise about his art direction and design and communicates well with his audience. Today, Al is working for Chicken of the Sea on an extended project. I've hired him myself for no less than 4 projects, as well as for my own graphics and my own projects. He's willing to try just about any idea. After all, he's in this crazy, changing world of broadcasting for more years than he wants to admit. Let's just call it more than 25, okay, Al? And he makes those who are on camera and not even pretty products like tuna fish, he makes them look good. So Al's still active, he's still working and still creating a legacy for his family. Let's circle Al's name on the list of most likely to make it to the gold circle. Thanks, Al.